In this video, I'm going to show you how to run your first sketch and edit it using the Brackets.io editor. Now the first thing that you need to do is download the example sketch from the Coursera platform. I've already got one here on my laptop. The next thing you're going to need to do is to extract the file because it's a zip file. So if you're on a Mac, all you need to do is double-click the file and the folder will open. On other platforms, you might need to do something different, but in any case, you won't need to download any extra software to do this. Okay, so looking into the folder, we can see that there are 3 files, and I'm going to talk you through these files now. The first file is an index.html. We have this because every P5.js sketch is actually a web page, and we're going to use this to run our file in a moment. The second one is the p5.min.js file. This is where all the library code for P5.js is stored. And the final file is the sketch.js file, and this is the only file that we'll edit during our time on Intro to Programming. The important point is that we need all 3 files to run our sketch, and they need to stay in this folder. Okay, I'm going to show you a quick way to run a sketch. The way we do this is we go to the index.html file, and if you're on a Mac, you can do a contextual click and you can choose Open With, and you can choose your favorite browser, be it Chrome or Safari or Firefox, and open the index.html file with that browser. And there we go, we've run the sketch. But actually, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to edit our sketch.js file. And for that, we're going to need to do a couple of other things. Now, you might be tempted to open this file with something like Word or Notepad or TextEdit, but this would be a really bad idea. These programs are not designed for editing code. To edit code, we need to download a specific code editor, and the one we're going to use is called Brackets.io. You can find it by going to brackets.io, and it's an open source free software, and you can just download it by clicking this button. The install procedure should be pretty simple no matter what platform you're on. Okay, once you've downloaded that, we need to open your sketch, and there's a specific way in which you need to do this. So the first thing you do is actually open the Brackets editor. Once the editor's open, you're going to find probably that you get these default files, but we're going to ignore these. The next thing we need to do is not open an individual file, we need to open the whole folder for the P5.js sketch. There's 2 ways to do this, I'm going to show you both. The first way is that you simply drag the folder into this bar on the left, and there the sketch is open. The other way you can do it is you can go to the File menu and you can go to Open Folder, and then you can navigate your way to the P5.js sketch. So here it is on my desktop, and I can open it. Once you've done that, you can access your free files there. I'm going to click on sketch.js because that's the one we're actually going to edit. Okay, so there's another way of running our sketch, and that's within the Brackets editor. And the way you do this is you click the lightning symbol on the right-hand side of the screen. This now opens what's called a live preview, and this operates slightly different from when we just clicked on the index.html file. Let me show you how this works. I'm going to make some changes in my code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background color. We'll go into how this works in more detail in later videos. I'm just going to change the color now from black to red. And you can see as soon as I made the change, we could see the change happening in the live preview window. I could make some other changes as well. I'll try moving the rectangle by changing this number. Okay, so there's a couple of things that might go wrong whilst you're trying this process as well, and I'm going to talk you through some of those now. One of the things that might happen is that you end up editing the wrong file. To show you this, I'm going to need to make a copy of my sketch. So we have 2 sketches here. I'm going to open the Brackets editor, and I'm going to start the live preview. And whilst that live preview is running, I'm going to also start working on a second file. So now I have two sketch.js files. And what happens, I'll start making some changes, but we don't see anything changing in the live preview window. And the reason we don't see anything is that we're actually working on the wrong file. So watch out for that one. Another problem that can happen is that you open the file the wrong way. So if I close brackets again, and I'm just going to try and open a single file. So I'm going to open just this, and I'm going to go open with brackets. And when I try and run the sketch, I'll get this live preview error appearing. And that's because I haven't opened the folder with all three files. I've just opened the individual file. And so I won't be able to run my sketch. The correct way to do it is to drag the whole folder in. And then when I run my sketch, it will be able to run. The final error that you might find is if there's something wrong with your code. So I'll make a small error in my code. And then what you'll most likely see is just a blank white screen. Okay, when you see that, you probably know that you have something wrong in your code, and you're going to need to fix that before you can view your sketch. We're going to deal with how to do that in a later video in this topic.